Hello friends, and welcome back. We're in City Skylines 2, playing the Waterway Pass map. In the last episode, we started the city and established basic utilities and services like this elementary school, the police station, and the firehouse. Our citizens are working and getting their households in order, but what they really need is some leisure. We're going to work on growing the city and establishing some new parks in this episode. And we're also going to establish the industrial zone. We're going to work on adding in some new industries to the city. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. I'm starting the episode off by detailing some of the parks that I've placed down. For the most part, all I'm doing is placing a pedestrian pathway around the park asset and then placing some more trees around the path. The park assets in the game are really cute, although I can't wait until we get some more DLCs that will have more variety of leisure assets like this. I hope that you're enjoying City Skylines 2 so far. I know that I am. Really quickly, I'm adding in a little block of residential zoning over here. I've also included in some new music for this video. I really hope that you enjoy it. It's all based on whatever vibe I'm going for, but for the most part I want my videos to be calming and relaxing. That's what this game is for me, a way to relax after a long day. If you're new to my channel, I'm really glad that you came and stopped by. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content. Now I'm using the grid tool to create a new section of residential zoning. This medium density zone will house row houses and smaller apartment buildings, and also some mixed use residential. I like to divide larger blocks with small alley roads. These roads are perfect for the row houses. I'm really enjoying learning about these different types of housing in CS2, although I have yet to try out the European style. As I lay down these roads, I'm keeping the heart-shaped lake in mind. It's going to be the center point between these two large residential areas. My plan is to create some pedestrian pathing around the lake and maybe even some small parks to draw people into the area. I want there to be a lovely view of the apartment buildings from the lake as people walk along the paths. In previous versions I played of this map, I messed around with the terrain in an attempt to create a rectangular shaped lake with roads surrounding it. I couldn't get it to work exactly the way I wanted to. So I've learned my lesson and decided not to mess with the lake at all, and instead use it as a large recreational area. I'm gonna do some more zoning here, but coming up, I'm gonna get started on creating a new industrial district across the highway, so stay tuned. Now that we have the basic bare bones of this neighborhood set up, let's take a look at our overall city. Everything looks really good, and with the new grid tool, everything looks aligned, and I just love all of the squares and how straight everything looks. I probably could implement some curved roads every once in a while, but I've always been a grid gal. Now I wanted to zoom in a little bit on one of the homes in the game. It's very, very detailed, and I really appreciate how realistic the developers made this game. So now I'm going to go in and I'm just going to add in a couple of commercial zones in our main downtown district. This district really doesn't have a lot of land available, so I'm just going to do a couple of blocks here. It seems like we're in constant need of more housing in the game, so I'm going to add in another layer of low density homes on the back side of this lake. I'm going to be placing down the roads manually just because this is kind of a smaller area, so I don't think the grid tool really is needed right now. Our city is finally progressing to a new level, so I'm spending my development points on some large roads, highways, a university, and the postal sorting facility, although I won't be placing those assets down in my city anytime soon. So I'm just going to purchase a couple of other areas of land, and then we're going to go back into building out that residential zone. I've noticed that we do have a little bit of a profit going with our budget. I'm still really new to the game, so I don't really know how that happened. We are still exporting unused electricity at this point, so maybe that is making a bit of a difference. I'm going to keep an eye on the budget though, since it's so easy to just plop down assets and upgrade buildings in the game without any thought of monthly upkeep costs. So now I'm going to get started on that new path, pedestrian path, so our residents can enjoy this beautiful lake in their leisure time. With our update, we did get a new tower. I think this is a radio tower or telecom tower, and this is one aspect of the game that is new, and you do have to connect it to a road. So I'm just using a alley street to connect it, and that will give it the electricity that it needs to run. But that is just one aspect of CS2 that I really enjoy that they added to the game. And I think the tower brings in cell phone coverage and Wi-Fi coverage to the residents in that area. So you do have to place multiple towers for different areas in your city so that they have equal coverage. So one thing though, I built a farm on the other side of the bridge, and I haven't put a radio tower there, but I think it kind of fits where it's like you're in a rural part of the city, so you're not going to have cell phone coverage there. So I kind of like that aspect of the game that they've added to CS2. I'm just making a couple of adjustments to our main interchange. I do want to upgrade this interchange at some point, but right now we don't have the intersection roads, so I'm just going to leave it here for now. Coming up, I'm going to start on a new suburb that's going to be across the water. So this new suburb will be mostly low density housing, and this will mostly be for young families in the area. Alright, so now let's delve into this new territory of land across the water. I have yet to develop it, and our space is becoming limited on our main territory. I think creating a suburb up here on the north side would be good for our residents. As I said previously, the residential demand seems to never end in this game, so I'm going to start by creating some grids. I'm making this first medium road, and I really would like it to be aligned to the railroad tracks. And then I'm also starting in on this first grid that's at a diagonal. This area is going to be low density housing for young families. Eventually it'd be nice to add in a school, maybe even a high school, but for now we're just going to mostly focus on filling in this area with mostly residential, some commercial, and then some smaller medium density apartment buildings. With the bridges, I've kind of set myself up for some traffic issues in the future with these bridges being so close together, and these are the only way to get in and out of these areas. But I don't want to add in another bridge right now, so I'm just going to have to monitor the traffic and make adjustments as needed. So I didn't really like how the first road that I made was aligned. So I'm making a second road that's aligned closer to the railroad, and I'm deleting that first line, and we're going to make some new connections to this new road, and then we're going to start filling this area in. Now that we have our new suburban area started, I'm going to head to the southern side of the city and start working on a brand new industrial area. I'm starting with a simple grid here, and I'm just planning on creating a simple bridge over the highway so our trucks can access this new area. The bridge will not be a long-term solution, so we will have to work on a new interchange for this area later on. This is a heavily wooded area as well, so I hope to implement a forestry industrial zone that we can use to produce wood. This will help our city export another good to increase profit in our budget. I ended up using the 2-lane wooded bridge. It was just the best bridge that worked with the two highway roads. I really wanted to use the 4-lane bridge, but it just was not doing what I wanted it to do. So this 2-lane bridge is just a very quick fix until we build out a new interchange. From our zoning demand, you can see that we are in desperate need of more residential zoning and also more industrial zoning. So I'm going back over to our I'm calling this the island. It's not an island, but we're moving to a different part of the city, and we're going to implement a livestock farm. So I was having trouble with this. It was telling me that it didn't have access to pedestrian or road access, and I was so confused by this, and I looked it up on Steam, and it seems like this is just a glitch. Sometimes it will say that it's not connected even though it is. So basically all I did was I just had to completely remove this area and start again. And then once I did that, it corrected itself and I was able to connect it. But I was confused for a while there, like, what is going on? Why is this saying it's not connected? And I went back to this other farm area that I had made, because I was like, what did I do differently there? I don't know. But I think it is just a glitch with the game so far. Alright, so our city has leveled up and I'm just going to spend my development points on some sports parks, a technical university, and an incinerator plant. I'm just going to put in some more zoning and I'm going to place down our city's first high school. So coming up, I'm going to end the video with some cinematics of what's been done today, and I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you stopping by. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.
Jackpot.